Sorry, the screencast just stopped at 15 minutes. But basically, for the third quadrant, which is 225 degrees, since it matches with the negative x-axis. Again, here's x, here's y. And the direction goes negative to positive, negative to positive. So from the negative x-axis, it will be negative cosine, which is negative square root of 2. And the y coordinate is also negative. As you can see, it's matched with negative y-axis. So the y coordinate is also negative sine square root of 2. Same thing for the fourth quadrant, which is if we go counterclockwise. So it will be 315 degrees. And this time, you're on the positive x-axis. So it will be positive square root of 2, which is the cosine, and negative square root of 2, which is the sine. Okay, so that's one round of a unit circle. And that's only 45 degrees. I would strongly recommend you to memorize sine, cosine, tangent of 45, 30, and 60. So about the 30 and 60, I'll just do a triangle right here. So 30 and 60 can add up to 90 degrees, as you can see. So here's my right angle, 90 degrees. This angle will be my 60 degrees. And this angle will be my 30-degree angle. Alright, same thing. Not same thing, but the ratio of 30, 60. It comes from a equilateral triangle. So if I have an equilateral triangle, it's 60, 60, and 60, right? But then we just cut it right down the middle. So if I cut this equilateral triangle right down the middle, it will be a 30-degree angle right here, and it will be a right angle on the bottom. So for the 30 and 60, here, this leg, if I call it 1 unit, we know it's a half of this whole segment right here, right? And for an equilateral triangle, all legs or all the segments making this triangle will be the same. So if it's a half of the whole segment right here, it will be also a half of this hypotenuse of the right triangle. So here's 1, and at this hypotenuse, since it's a half, since 1 is a half of the hypotenuse, here will be 2. And by the Pythagorean theorem, so 2 squared equals 1 squared plus this unknown square, and we can just calculate that here should be square root 3. So 1 squared plus this unknown square equals 2 squared, and you can just subtract 1 on both sides. Unknown square equal to 3, unknown equal to square root 3. Like that. Alright. However, that's not the important part. Since this unit is about trigonometry, so what's really important is this 30-degree angle. What's the trig value of the 30-degree angle? So sine, cosine, and tangent of the 30-degree angle, or again, 30 degrees is the same thing as pi over 6. So sine of pi over 6, cosine of pi over 6, tangent of pi over 6. And 60 degree is pi over 3. So memorize sine of pi over 3, cosine of pi over 3, tangent of pi over 3. Okay, sine again is opposite over hypotenuse. So this case is very easy. Mark 2. And it actually matches with the cosine of pi over 3, which is also 1 over 2, because if you can see from the pi over 3 angle, the adjacent is the opposite of 30 degrees. So the adjacent over hypotenuse for pi over 3 is the same thing as opposite over hypotenuse for pi over 6. Alright, cosine of pi over 6 is adjacent, which is square root 3, over hypotenuse, which is 2. And same thing is the sine of pi over 3 is square root 3 over 2. So if you cannot just remember it from the back of your head, you can always draw the triangle. But at least please memorize the ratio of all the sides in the 36-degree triangle and also the 45-degree triangle. I mean right triangle. Like tangent is square root 3 over 1 for 60 degrees. So it's this one, square root 3 over 1, which is square root 3. Alright, tangent of pi over 6 is 1 over square root 3, and again, if we want to rationalize it, it would be square root 3 over 3. That's it. Alright, again, these two triangles are super important for this whole unit. I'm going to give you the whole image of the unit circle, and you can see the unit circle. The main parts of the unit circle are made up with the 45-degree triangle and the 360-degree triangle. And we are going to look at them in the 4 quadrants. Alright, that's it.